player. Hi, I'm Tom, and these are the Grey Knights. In my opinion, they are the coolest Space Marine faction you can play. They can teleport around the battlefield, they fight with huge anti-demon weapons, and thousands of psychers are sacrificed to make the Grey Knights' armour and weapons effective in battle, including ammunition dipped in the blood of psychers. How grimdark is that? Seeing as the Grey Knights are again not getting the Primaris treatment, and they're still using the little dinky Marines, I decided to kitbash my own Primaris scale Grey Knight Terminators for my Inquisition army. And the figurehead of the Inquisition force is Inquisitor Karamazov. Check out that video after this one. I started off with the Space Marine Terminator Captain. I'm going to use the bottom half from the waist down on the model. The waist up will be a Grey Knight Terminator. I'm going to replace the sword arm with a big hammer or this huge banner. I'm going for rule of cool here, and this banner is definitely cool. Boopity boopity boop. So I've got the base model built up just to see what I was working with and which bits I would need to remove. The Grey Knight Terminator or Paladin torsos are a very good match in size. It's just the legs that are dinky. What I'd have to do is trim down the sides of the model and the back plate so that it would fit into this Terminator cavity. I want to keep this psychic hood thing intact. So I trimmed off the arm pieces. I haven't stuck the torso together yet. I trimmed off the arm pieces on the side and kept doing some dry fits against the Terminator back plate. I'd remove a little bit, go back and check, remove a little bit, go back and check. I realised this part on the back needs to be removed completely for it to fit. I rounded off the back of it and removed as much material as I could. It's almost there. I got to a point where the torso almost fit in. Then what I did is remove material from inside the captain backplate. So I used my clippers and then I moved onto the knife and scratched away bits from the inside. It looked very messy, and then what I did was use some thin plastic glue to smooth all the edges out. And most of this would be hidden behind this Terminator torso anyway. So once I was happy with the fit, I got to work on the bottom half. So this top half of the captain needs to be removed from around there. So I'm doing an incision under the breastplate. And funnily enough, it fit almost perfectly in this gap here. Just very lucky. It was such a good fit that I didn't actually need to use any green stuff. There you go. There's a small gap, but it's definitely manageable. Once I was happy with how the parts stuck together, I stuck it to the cloak and the back plate of the captain. The Grey Knight Terminator arms are actually a good match in size as well, so I didn't need to replace these. I used them off the Terminator kit. Here I am measuring the fit for the arm. I had to drop the arm a little bit down from the plate, from where you're supposed to attach it on the Terminator, but with the shoulder pad on it looks fine. Here I am trying to get the banner into a cool pose. I think it would look cool there. I then removed the iron halo topper off the top of the Terminator, and then I stuck on a Grey Knight Paladin bit. And any gaps in the armour I filled with purity seals, a tilt shield, and other similar bits off the Terminator kit. These purity seals are perfect because they go in little tiny gaps like this. And that one has just disappeared off into oblivion. I don't know if it's just me, but my bits seem to want to launch themselves everywhere other than the model. I have a little gap here, and then what I did was use some of the ammo packs and other bits off the Grey Knight kit and put them in there. Very easy kit bash. There you go, that's it. I then did the librarian, and this one honestly only took 5 minutes. I was surprised with how quick it was. This is the little dinky Grey Knight librarian. I'm using this as a reference. I'm going to use one of these Grey Knight heads as well. When I was putting the plates of the librarian together, I put the head in first. I had to trim the neck of it, but you need to put it in first before you stick the front piece onto the back piece. And I've changed the pose of the head so it's facing towards the camera here, not to the side. I was umming and ahhing between using all of the bits off the Grey Knight librarian and realised There's even cooler bits on the Grey Knight Terminator kit. Got these shoulder pads here which I'll use, and I think there's spare. I've put the leg plates on here. I've got this staff is from the Grey Knight Terminator kit, which will work perfectly. It's got Inquisition symbols etched into the skull and the head. That's at the top. That's so cool. This cool Inquisition symbol, which I'll switch with the sort of halo part, and will fit in with my Inquisition themed army as well. Anything that had an Inquisition symbol on was getting stuck onto the model. The Terminator's left shoulder pad is the original bit from the Librarian kit. It's the right shoulder pad that I've replaced. As you can see here, it's a little bit bigger on the profile underneath, so I needed to cut away some of the left shoulder pad to make the smaller Grey Knight piece fit. I removed the halo off the top and then stuck the Inquisition symbol on. I got some tilt shields and put them in place as well. I went for the one with the book because it librarian feels. Yeah, here look, the underneath of the shield is smaller, so I had to cut away this part here, and I think I trimmed away some of the bits around the edges as well until it was a snug fit, and then glued it in place. It just looks awesome on its own. I cut around the hand carefully, making sure I didn't remove this overlapping bit from the wrist. 2 little snips either side of it, trimmed it with a knife, and then glued it in place. Very, very simple kitbash, but it looks amazing. I put some purity seals and other bits on this as well. I think even just the head transforms the model and makes it look so different to the original. All of these runes as well I'm going to fill with a blue glow on top of the blue silver armor as well. And here's a little sneak peek of the painted paladin. I'll be doing a painting guide in my next video. Thank you to my current Patreon supporters, you're absolute legends. And as I said, this is part of an Inquisition force. If you'd like to check out my other videos, I've kitbashed an Inquisitor Karamazov using the original artwork. I'll be using the Karamazov as the Triumph of St. Catherine. So to go along that, I've kitbashed a 10-man squad of Inquisition retinue, which are the Sisters of Battle that go with. I'll also be kitbashing an Inquisition Ogryn squad in the coming weeks as well. So check out my videos, please subscribe, and if you want to support me further, please check out my Patreon, where you get access to my Discord server and see behind the scenes. Thank you, bye!